So evening lovelies, just lying or seated on your mats where we always begin. And we'll just take a few moments to get used to this space. And tonight we will come into twisted deer. So a bolster or a stack of cushions, something like that will be handy. And another pose we'll do is heart bench, which just needs 2 blocks. But I always suggest having blankets and some cushions around you just to support your body in whatever pose we do come into. So just relaxing, lying or seated, whatever you've chosen. And just start to become aware of your body. Become conscious of what you're feeling. Start from the head and let's just scan through. Relaxing your face, noticing how much tension you might be holding in the head and neck, shoulders, down your arms. Check in with the front, sides and back of your body, and then buttocks and legs. And if you need to take it easy this evening, absolutely fine. Notice your energy levels. As you sit here for a moment breathing, notice how that feels. Whether it's kind of shallow and laboured, or whether it's quite easy to be deep into the belly and full breaths. Check in with your mind. Is it really busy at the moment? Have you had a busy day of thoughts? And can we just start to release some of them, become a little bit quieter? If there's any healing that you need this evening, be conscious, be open to receiving. So if you're lying down, just have a few moments to rock your knees into the chest. Just have a roll or rock from side to side. If you're already seated and you just like to have a little stretch as you get comfortable, we'll come to a seated position. Take your time, there's no rush, particularly with yin and particularly as it's a lovely evening practice. We're winding down for bed and a good night's sleep. So join me seated. I'd like to allow the meditation this evening to be something linked with healing. And throughout the 5 minutes that we sit, I'd like you to first think of anything within yourself that needs healing in terms of a physical ailment, a condition, a disease perhaps. Also emotional and mental healing, anything that encompasses our holistic self. And then also if you have anybody close by in mind, whether it's a friend or a relative, that you also know is suffering or would benefit from healing, again in a physical, an emotional or a mental level, and to offer healing there. And the idea of this is literally just to send the intention of them receiving healing. If you'd like to imagine yourself and another being showered in beautiful sort of silver or golden light, or a healing radiant sort of sun being glowing from the inside out, however you want to see it, maybe you see them bathe in healing waters. Allow your imagination and your own intuition to create the scenario for the healing. But tonight will be based on healing ourselves first and foremost, because when we are healed, we can help others, and also loved ones, or somebody else that that would benefit from it and would welcome it as well. So I'll pop the timer on for 5 minutes. We'll just sit comfortably as we normally do and let our imagination send the healing to ourselves and others. So just gently let your eyelids close. And you may not even know the intricacies of somebody, so just send general healing perhaps. So relax. Healing of the self first, and then others. However you imagine this healing, just allow the image to be bright and vibrant. Allow yourself to accept this healing with gratitude. And now let's extend this healing to another loved one, friend, or even an unknown. If you know the part of your friend or loved one that really needs the healing, perhaps see it as a really targeted glow of light on their body. Blue is healing. Gently, when you're ready, let's just draw our awareness back into the room, blinking your eyes open, and just perhaps taking the image of yourself and somebody else as just completely well and healed with us. We can continue this with the rest of our practice when we become quiet and mindful and bring these thoughts back in. So we're going to take mantis as our first pose. Lovely stretch for our back, but also quite a compression with the legs and knees. Be gentle. I'm going to use a pillow this evening. If the knees are a bit too achy, come into a softer compression by putting the blanket behind the knees. This always makes it a little bit easier. And then just bringing our body down. If this pose doesn't suit you in any way, shape or form this evening because of hips or knees, choose something else that is restful, that you like. And relax. Notice what you're feeling and where you're feeling it. If you need to maybe just adapt the pose, rest the forehead on hands, whatever feels right for you. And gently breathing to your belly. If you feel you want to move the cushion or adapt the pose, then you can. And any discomfort that turns into pain again, please come out of the pose. Notice what's going through your mind. Bring those healing thoughts back to yourself and others. And we'll take a few more breaths. And then gently come out. Notice how that feels as you just release through your legs. Certainly around the hips and top of the legs, the hip flexors, you're going to feel that. So we'll lie down. And notice where you're still holding some tension in the muscles in your back. And just every breath, allow yourself to let go As you tune into what you're feeling, the after effects of mantis, the tingling perhaps on the feet, the shins, very stimulating for your stomach meridian. Perhaps you can feel coldness, coolness on the inside of the thighs. Check in with the backs of your knees and your calves. And then we'll gently draw the right knee in, then the left. And a gentle rock. We're going to come up onto our bellies for amphibian. So this does involve opening the hip out. If you need a lot more support, please use lots of blankets around you. So we'll come onto belly, onto elbows, and then just lifting the right knee. Tonight I'm going to be quite shallow with this pose. I'm not going to come up too high. It just feels better to be not so open through the hip. And I'm also going to use a little blanket sort of underneath the lifted part of the leg, just because it feels a little bit softer and more nurturing this evening. And I'm going to become quite low into the arms, just so that the back feels a bit more comfortable. So find where you feel best. It hasn't got to be the perfect pose. It's just where you're comfortable. Maybe a block for the head. So notice how this feels, where you're perhaps still tight and tense, maybe buttock, right thigh, lower back. Again, really adjust yourself if you need to. Bring the body lower. Notice if you like this pose or not. It might not be your favourite. And just exploring why that might be. And notice as you stay in this pose a little bit longer, whether it starts to ease a little. Body gets used to the pose. Keep relaxing. Keep looking through your body for where we tense up without realising it. And then we'll just gently take one more breath. Only doing 3 minutes in this posture. So either come onto your belly, or if you want a little bit more movement, come onto your back. I'm going to come onto the back. But take your time. Move slowly. And a nice deep breath. I often find the poses I dislike the most, for whatever reason, often give the greatest sort of relief afterwards. So just checking in with how your back feels, especially the lower lumbar, around your hips, inner thighs. How is your breath? Is it fast, slow, shallow or deep? And then we'll hug our knees in. Preparing to come into the other side where we're going to raise the left leg. So we'll roll up onto belly. And again, whatever props that you have nearby that you want to use to assist you, I'm going to use that little blanket again just under the thigh, just for some added support, especially if hips are a bit tender today. And then coming quite low to the mat to soften the lumbar arch. Take a moment if you need to sort of really get yourself sort of in a comfortable position, if you need to fidget a little bit. Relax your buttocks, back of your right leg. How does this feel compared with the other side? Breathing to your belly, you feel that movement in the lower back. Where else can you relax? Notice your forearms and hands and wrists. Through the muscles in your face. And then we'll just take 2 more breaths. And gently come out. Lifting the head. Keep your blocks handy because we'll come into heart bench next, but take your time on the mat, back in Shavasana, neutral spine. just 3 minutes in those poses, a little bit shorter than we normally would. So again, how do you feel? Is there some light relief through your lower back? And then gently we'll hug our knees in. Take a moment here. Enjoy a nice long rock as we hug our knees into the chest a little bit more, if that feels nice on your lower back. And then we'll come up, grab your blocks. Heart bench now. So we're going to lie back. If this pose doesn't suit you this evening, by all means just come into bench, where we lie over the cushion. Really listen to what your body feels like it needs this evening. And then take your time, find that perfect spot for the block, just behind the upper chest, the heart area, nice and long against the spine, and then this top block just to rest your head. This pose is so lovely. If you've been kind of hunched over, or your shoulders have been forward and your arms forward today, then this is quite relieving. So relax. Let the chin naturally just sort of tuck in, and the neck lengthens. You can start to relax through your neck and your shoulders. And some deep breaths. You can feel that push on the back against the block. Maybe close your eyes, and as we're coming into this heart space, return to your healing. Healing of yourself, healing of others. Really try and direct healing into the body where it needs it. Visualize the body being healed, and rather than angry and swollen, lovely clear flesh, internally or externally. If it's the joints that cause you problems and they're a little bit achy, think of them as easily moving, no resistance. The skeletal structure is nice and fluid. Relaxing your face and eyes. in your cheeks. And witnessing your thoughts. Following your breath again. In case your mind has drifted off, just tune back into each breath. Just check in with your neck, whether you've lifted your chin or whether the neck is quite comfortable. And then gently we'll come out of this pose. Lift your head first, and at the same time you can just use your arms, support your body as you come up. Blocks to the side and we'll come down. Nice long sigh. How do you feel? Keep sending out healing thoughts. And then gently we'll hug our knees in again. Enjoy how your body feels differently each time we do this, depending on what pose we've done before, what you notice most. And so the next pose we'll come into is our twisted deer, where you're going to need your bolster. So as my bolster is on my right, and we'll start with it at this side. Bring your right shin to the front. Your left leg comes round to the side. And we'll bring the bolster in towards our right hip. And then just turn towards, belly towards bolster, bring the chest down. And then come into a very relaxed and supported twist here. Nice deep breath and relax. This particular pose I think is really quite restorative and relaxing. Yet when you come out of it, you still feel the effects of a lovely twist. Try and relax your face. Even your wrists and your hands, all the little things you don't think of, relaxing. And following your breath, bring the breath down to your belly and then just follow as it moves up into the chest and your back. How does this pose feel to you this evening? Is it welcome? Does the body enjoy this gentle twist? And if you want to take your left leg a little bit further behind, just to feel a bit more of a stretch, then you can do. And then we'll take one more breath. Gently lifting up. And as you lie down, if you just want to bring the bolster more towards your left, the opposite side, then it's going to be ready for the other side. Lying down. As you lie here, really tune into what you're feeling through your body. The after effects of that pose, what feels stretched. Where you can relax. Just watching all the sensations fade. And then we'll bring the right knee in and left. Again, take a moment just to massage your back. And then rolling up. So left side. Left shin to the front, right leg to our side. And then twisting into this pose. Relaxing your hands wherever you feel comfortable. Soften. Just have a moment to think about how your legs feel and your buttocks, whether there's more relaxation that you can take through the thighs. And then shoulders and arms and hands. Almost definitely your neck is likely to be a little bit tense. Where else can you just soften? Your face, cheek against the bolster. Following your breath, following your thoughts. Checking in with whether you want to progress this pose a little bit more with your legs, a bit more of a twist. And then one more breath. We'll gently come up. And then just push your bolster away. We'll come into lying position. Relax. So just again, notice what you're feeling, whether there is a feeling of balance in your body. Check in where you're feeling it most. Which side of the ribs, what you feel around buttocks and thighs. How perhaps the sensation crosses across your body. And then we'll draw our knees in. We're going to come to seated. I'd like to do a few minutes of a breathing practice, pranayama. We'll do Nadi Shodhana. So roll up to seated. We will come into relaxation afterwards, just a few minutes of pranayama. And then if you want to remain seated, you can. But if you want to lie down, then you can also do that. So just get comfortable on a meditation cushion, blanket round you. Definitely a blanket. Or two. And then bringing the backs of your hands to your thighs. Close all of the fingers of your right hand to your thumb. Leave the left hand open, the palm upwards. And just for a few moments, just tune into how it feels to breathe through your left nostril, your left nadi channel. Whether the flow of air feels quite even or it's a little bit blocked. And then we'll close the left hand, open the right, and do the same. So just tuning into how the left side of the nostril and the body feels. Sometimes you'll just feel a slight resistance in the airflow. Very subtle. And then we'll close the right hand, open your left, we'll begin. So I'll talk through the first round. With your eyes closed, you can breathe in with your left hand open. Close the hand and then exhale and then open your right. With your right hand still open, inhale. Close your right hand, open your left, exhale. So we'll carry on in through the left. Close, open the right hand, exhale. Inhale. Close the right hand, open the left, exhale. Carrying on. Relax your shoulders. Really notice the breath and how it feels. That cool and warmth around the nostrils. Cool as you breathe in and warmth as you breathe out. How each nostril experiences that warmth and coldness with either the inhale or the exhale. So as you end on your left hand, just release Nadi Shodhana. An extremely calming pranayama breathing practice, especially for bedtime, for any time you just need to calm down. We maybe did about 6 or 7 rounds then, but you can tell how peaceful that is. So either staying seated or if you'd like to lie down, just choose where you want to relax now. Just make sure you're nice and cozy and warm. And as you sit or lie, just begin to relax from head to toe, softening the face, eyes, cheeks, chin and jaw. Every out-breath gives you the opportunity to relax your shoulders, the front of your body and the back of your body. All of your internal organs just in harmony. And then relaxing buttocks, hips, legs. And we'll bring our awareness back to the healing of yourself this time. Either imagine yourself seated or lying down as you are. And imagine a beautiful golden, silver, pure white ball of light surrounding you. Like you are in a beautiful orb of angelic, pure, universal light. Gold, silver, very powerful healing colours. And just allow these colours to sort of absorb into you, into your skin. You might feel like you're starting to glow. And allow your heart to be absorbed with this beautiful white, gold, silver light. And your liver, your spleen, just developing this beautiful light around it. Your lungs feel vibrant. Kidneys, the whole digestive system now, including the small and the large intestine. See it glowing. And now that this beautiful light target all of your joints, your hips, your left and your right hip, are now just enveloped in this beautiful gold, silver and bright white light. Your knees now, left and right. Shoulders, elbows, wrists and hands. Try to imagine the whole spine, the whole length of it, including the vertebrae, the nerves that extend from your spine, all enveloped in this beautiful healing light. And now think about all the layers of muscles that we have in our body. All the veins, arteries, all the pathways, like a road map, all enveloped in this beautiful light. Around the head, face, so that the whole of you is encapsulated in this healing vibration. Give permission for anything that's out of balance to allow healing now. Welcome the healing with gratitude and thanks. And just sit for a few moments in this image. And before you move now, before you do anything, I'd like you to imagine in your mind that there is a version of you that has received all this healing. And as you're lying or seated, in your mind's eye, you as a healed person, get up from where you are now and you are vibrant. You can jump around, cartwheel, leap about like a child, the youth of a child, the energy of a child. And just have that image in your mind of this version of you completely without any ailment, just healed on all levels. And then try to imagine perhaps this is a future version. Without judgment, without rationalizing, just see it as a magical future version of you with all this energy and mobility and vibrancy. Just allow yourself to entertain the idea of it. And this is always an image that you can always return to in your dream state, when you're dozing, when our brain waves are more in alpha rather than beta, that creative part of ourselves. So very gently now, we can just return slowly from that image. And you can now just start to move your fingers and your toes. Perhaps rock your head. And if you're lying down, you can hug your knees in. Gently rock on your back. Take a nice long breath. And if you're lying down, just gently rolling up, joining me seated. Have a moment. And then we can draw our hands to our heart. Om Shanti. Namaste.